on the fun. Welcome, YouTubers. How's it going? Got less than a minute until the market opens. I'll be looking at the 10th for the expirations. Yes, I'm going yet again with a two DTEs, but that is all right. SPY, I will be posting them in the OM Plays room, the watch list here soon. Anyway, we have a slight gap up in SPY, up from 468.13, and we just bounced off of 470. The gamma levels from R2 have pretty much dissipated, and I've kind of developed those and incorporated those into my levels. I would say R2 and the new R2 posted. Oh, you know what? These aren't set at the proper levels. So yeah, I need to adjust those just slightly. But yeah, I know why. This is why. This is why. Yep. All right. So if you are following these in the Patreon room, I'll have to post a new link. So disregard the link I posted. Anyway, there's the market open. Right now, right at the gate, we have everything is bright green, a little bit of red peppered in there, but not all that much. Nice bright green day, except for Tesla. We all know what's going on with Tesla. Elon's tweet once again, and this just kind of goes with the theme of me wanting to trade only SPY because I don't have to worry about SPY being tanked by a single person's tweet, unless it's the president. So yeah, 1138 for Tesla, down 6.5% and descending even further. A little wick there though. SPY is red, QQQ is red, VIX is there at 1672, TLT is there. XLY heavily down. XLK, so looking around there, 1.1% for an X sector is pretty significant, and I would assume that's probably because of Tesla. I got to make sure what's in XLY though. XLI, big up with the red candle. Let's take a look around here. Everything else is pretty much mimicking themselves, just a little bit of a slight gap up followed by a red. Although XLK now is starting to turn green. VIX still hovering 16.8 after popping up to 17.27 and trending downward. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Magic, Ezekiel, Trading Collective. What's going on? Steven, Marcus, Frank. How is everybody doing? So yeah, let's start the week off with a bang. We closed out the week amazingly well, man. I had a nice, strong Friday after a for me, very boring week. Yes, the market was very green Monday through Thursday, but it's not action I particularly like, so I elected to hang out Monday through Thursday, and then we closed the Friday out with a bang. Love to see it. Love to see it. So we got 470 right on the money here at SPY. So my R2 level is going to probably be the strongest one of the R levels if I had to hang my hat on one of them. Is this live? Yes, it is. It is live. 216 people watching. Well, there you go. That's why. Yeah, I hadn't had time to dig in to verify, but yeah, that's why XLY is getting crushed. So it's always good to know the downsides there. All right, let's click through here. Digging through some data. Digging through some data. Had a fantastic weekend, man. One of the better weekends I had in a very long time. I did my best to stay outside for as long as possible both days. It was just like 70, it was what, 68 degrees, 67 degrees, not a breath of wind. Absolutely crystal clear skies for both days. It was beautiful. Spent it out at the farm both days. Had to cut down some trees, cut some logs. It was beautiful, beautiful. So, and it's just one of those much needed refreshes. Comes you back and gets you back into the office refreshed on Monday. So, highly recommend it, man. Highly recommend it. And I feel awesome, ready to get the week started. Appreciate that, Maddie. Yeah, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button for me. It helps us get some visibility to the video. And a lot of other people getting in here, learn how to do this properly. Little green candle coming up here right to R1, which is a slight alteration from Friday's R1, or R2. It was Friday's R2. CPI data is posted Wednesday, ready to go on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that as we go into the midweek. Am I still looking for these long-term puts? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Especially now they're creeping back up here. I will be looking at considering starting to build into that position. I almost did it on Friday. Almost. I didn't quite pull the trigger on that. Not quite. I didn't pull the trigger on that. I don't know why I said quite, but I didn't. So I'll be looking to build into that position as the week trends on and we start to see some good data. since we are up here, the gamma levels are starting to dissipate. The volume levels are starting to weaken out here. Everything is kind of pointing towards a weakness, at least a short-term weakness coming in here. I'm not talking the big correction. I'm talking the weakness here. So interesting little statistic. Hey, there's that one dislike I always get right in the first 10 minutes. It's like someone pops on here, gives me a dislike, and bounces. I love it. Love them. Love you, down liker guy. I don't know who you are, but yeah, fun statistic. Ever since the GFC, which is the Great Financial Crisis of 2008, SPX put 2,200 points. It took them almost a decade, 10 years, 10 years, for SPX to regain 2,200 points from the Great Financial Crisis of 2008. We did it in less than a year and a half. SPX put 2,200 points on the board in less than a year and a half, whereas it took almost 10 years for the financial crisis of 2008. That, my friend, is a crazy, crazy bull rally. So, yeah, online trading. So, yeah, let me get the watch list posted in there. Thanks, Denise. Reminder of the OM plays, but yeah. I don't see much else here I want to play. I don't see a lot of crazy action. Nothing I'm really too interested in. I see a lot more red coming in here since it opened. That's right, Corporal Marines. That's exactly right. That's a fact I live by. If you don't have any haters, then you're not doing something right. You have to be able to push some people to the point that they don't like you. Otherwise, you're being a yes man, and nobody likes a yes man. Nice, Ezekiel. Thanks. Appreciate that. I'm glad you like the videos. All right, let me get into the watch list here. SPY. Going for the 10th contracts. Just bear with me for a second. I'm not going quiet on you. All right. All right, SPY watch list is posted. All right, I'm going to dig into an SPX here. Why is the right side of the screen cut off? Because I reserve my R and S values for the Patreon subscribers. Higher than normal deltas on the puts. No, I mean slightly, maybe by a pointer. I try to keep my deltas within 3.5 to 4.2, so I mean it's right there. Unless I typed it wrong. No, it's good. Why is the VIX increasing? It's not. Oh, it's just now upticking now with a little red candle. When we do, it's a great question. When we start digging into the inverse relationship of SPY, SPX, or I'm sorry, SPY and VIX, try to look at the long-term data, not the 3-minute candles. If you see an overall trend of VIX starting to increase, then you can start asking yourself the question, why are they trending together? But in terms of just 1 or 2 minute 3-minute candles or 2 3-minute candles, don't get too wrapped around those. Yeah, I posted the wrong trading view chart. I'm going to get that updated here. Let me just get my watch list posted, and we'll dig in. Ooh, good stuff. Okay. There you go. All right, watch list is posted in OM Plays room. All right, let's take a look around the market here. This might be a good day to go another short strangle because I do anticipate some choppiness here, and I could always leg out one of the sides if we start having some. If one of the sides goes against. XLI coming down, XLC's up. This little inverse between all the X's here. XLRE is getting smoked. Futures candle right up here holding 4,700. NASDAQ is coming down 16,352. Couple of red candles. Yep. Y'all always keep me honest with my with my typos. There you go. SPX. Yep, SPY and SPX. I got those posted. Do I have to join a specific tier of Patreon to be able to listen to the streams? Yeah, just any one of the tiers. The bottom one will do it too. Tier 1. Whichever one. Alrighty then. Alright, so still holding right in here. We came up to just below R1 and rejected, which was just slightly deviated from Friday's R2. I lowered it just a touch. We are at, I think R2 was 470.65 if I remember right, and I brought it down to 470.34 based on the levels I calculated. Just shy of that. Rejected that, coming back down. Let's see how it manipulates here at S1, and that's what I'll be looking for. Let this thing start to shake out. Let this thing start to tell you where the levels are. Don't jump in too quickly unless you want to come in and out. So I like to let the market tell me what's going on. Now, while we're waiting, I had a great comment or a question, whichever you want, on Reddit. And it was like, hey, if your levels are so accurate, if you trust your levels so much, which I do, how come you don't play more aggressively around bigger rejections and bounces? And it's a great question. And honestly, as I start developing these levels more and more, and I start to see, they have the past month, how accurate they actually are, I am going to start playing more aggressively on there. And sometimes I might start taking a little more risk on those. Now, it may lead to some losses, but I am confident enough in my downside risk management that I can get out of those positions if we're wrong. So I may start to play, and I got to thinking about it. Why am I not playing a little more aggressively around these levels? So I think I might start taking a little more risk here as I start reaching the R2 and S2 levels. Because the further deviated away you are from center, the more resilient those R and S levels are, because those are based on actual data. So the further deviated you are, S1, S2, 2 deviations, 3 deviations away from center, the harder they are, and I'm going to start playing a little more aggressively around those puts, or plays, sorry. Everything's dead flat at the moment. Man, we had, even in the morning, volatility. There's not even any morning volatility. So, yeah, the theme of the day, last week, the past 2 weeks, the theme of the day was tech. It was all tech, Tesla, Nvidia, all that nonsense. Nvidia was up 16% one day. Tesla was up 11% one day. Corporate earnings were amazing, blah, blah, blah. This week, everything I've read, every headline is inflation-based. Everything's talking about inflation. And which is kind of what I anticipated. Now that corporate earnings are kind of becoming or shifting out of the spotlight, something's got to take a place. There has to be a narrative, and this week's narrative so far is inflation. And I expect that to be the case, especially going into the CPI data on Wednesday. Yes, this weekend they confirmed that the infrastructure bill was passed. So, but I don't expect that to move too much. And I think if anything, people are all on the same page that um, we don't need another infrastructure package. It's just a little ridiculous at this point, but that's neither here nor there. Do I expect a Santa Claus rally? I don't know. I don't know. Yesterday the Santa Claus rally picked up, and then depending on what you were watching, we didn't get it in December last year. Like Amazon did not have a Santa Claus rally. Tesla sure as heck did. I remember that. All the stocks I was looking at, like Walmart, UPS, Amazon, all those different stocks I was playing in December, none of those had a rally. They actually came a little later on after earnings reported, which was awesome. UPS, awesome stock. I played that well in January, but I don't know, because it all depends on there's a very unique consumer season coming out. Unique New York. There's a very unique consumer season coming here in winter. And it all has to do with the supply chain. What happens with the supply chain management? What happens with inflation? What happens with prices? Actual being able to get your hands on stuff. So it'll be interesting. I'm glad you like that. Yes, don't feel bad, Coco. It took me the same amount of time as well to be able to hit the lock button here and lock them, so I don't have to. I was constantly having to hit Control Z. Not anymore. All right, let's see. All right, so let's look at the top 8 here. Big red action here in Apple. Microsoft now is doing the same. Amazon is up. Amazon finally peaked back up above 35.77. That's a 300-point rally. A 300-point rally from the downside after the crazy earnings report they had. They were down to 32.50, and here they are, 35.77. So I am glad I closed those puts for show. Facebook, red action, or Meta. Google, up. Google, up. The Class A's and the Charlies are up. Nvidia's down, and Tesla as well. You're very welcome. Very welcome. I agree, Natalia. I agree. Everything is lining up great. When scanning the market, do you pay attention to the Dow as well? I'll dip in and out of the Dow, yeah. But I think I've got enough great action here that really gives me the sentiment I need where I don't do that, but too much. All right, look at this red action just below R1. What we come? We came pretty close to that, didn't we? 470.22, so within 10 cents of that thing as we're coming on down to S1. Tech now. Now, here's a question. Tech led us up. Is tech going to lead us down coming into the next week or so? I'll be looking very closely to our long-term puts when the time comes. I'll be looking at the November 26 puts, and I'll be start legging into those as the action deems fit. I found this channel way too late. Well, now you found it, Rick. Everything's looking pretty decent right now. We had this big trend up, and then this kind of sideways, the downward action here to 4698. Now let's take a look. I want to show y'all a little something, something. We have got a max gamma spike at 4689 for SPX. 4689. Remember that number. Now let's look at this. Where did we bounce? We had a bounce here at 4682. So within 7 points of that max gamma. So it's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You need to start looking into the gamma levels as well, in addition to volume analysis. Start bringing in the whole market awareness aspect. The more data you roll in, and I'm not saying technical indicators. I'm saying data. The more data you bring into your system, the more accurately you can trade, and the more profitable you can become. Get away from technical indicators. What is the biggest trade you've ever made? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. The biggest trade I ever made. Yeah. Let's take a look at the VIX. 1691. All right, so we popped up here, bouncing off 1645. I did repost my chart. Yep, I threw it in the trading room. Traded single life for married life. My biggest trade was for freedom from marriage. Yeah, I take marriage every day of the week. Any day of the week. So, a conversation going on over here in the YouTube chat. What's going on with y'all? I'll chill out. No, I was talking about the YouTube chat, but yeah, y'all too. All right, little green candle here. Not much action going on. We came up to 470.22, down to 469.28, just above these levels, and smack dab right in the middle. We've got 14 minutes until the session range is set, and that is 470.22 to 469.27. That is a tight range. Tight range. Less than $1. It is a very mellow. Yeah, we're facing inflation data. I expect it to be somewhat like this going forward for the next few days. Yep. Which I am going to start looking at some strangles here myself. So. Are the supports resistance levels in the Discord from pre-market accurate? Yes, they are. Yep. I'm going to delete the one that's here because that one's incorrect. Alrighty, November 10th. Let's take a look here. So if I were to go short one of these things, let's take a look here. 46, 70s. I want to be, I want to be very careful here because I want to make sure we don't have a blow at the bottom. Look at SPX. Sorry, the Qs. Look at Qs come down 397.86. And yeah, if we brought, I want to make sure we get a bounce off the bottom before I even consider shorting a strangle. Right now, if we break the bottom of this range and come down, we might have a little more downside. But let's watch. Hey, when do you decide to leg out of a losing position on a strangle? Do you have a set loss? It's based on market conditions. That's a great question. We don't talk about that very often. Yeah, so when I am in a short strangle and I'm trying to manage that position, for example, the other day, I took that short strangle and I closed out the put side of that because we started going down, and I want to keep open the call side of things. So when things start going against me, you can either roll or close. I elected to close the bottom side to cut those losses and let the calls go. Either way, it's just a small position. But yeah, it all depends on market conditions for sure. So the bonds now are 148.68. Yeah, what's up? You can ask away. Ask away. All right, SPY. Let's take a look here. Coming on down there, QQQ is just hanging out 397. Nothing's really going to catch my eye until I start to see things shake and bake. I will go ahead and bring up puts in the event that we smoke the bottom of this level. I don't want to miss out getting in a position. So I'll be looking at the ones posted in the list. There's a little downward action. Let's take a look at the Greeks. IV is about 12%. Great. Awesome on these. I like it. And it's one of the reasons we talked about this last week. One of the reasons I do want to start looking at legging into a long-term put because IV is so low. Premiums are very, very cheap. IV is low, and I think stuff is going to start increasing as we start falling when we do ever get that downside. So, what is the meaning of option orders that are deep in the money and have long-term expiration dates? What do you mean? They sound like hedges, but it all depends on what you mean. I mean, there's a lot of different meanings, but deep in the money trades that are long-term expirations are usually very safe plays, usually in the form of hedges. What's your contingency backup if your computer goes down, lost the internet, or if you're in the middle of a trade? Phone. That would be my phone. If I'm in the middle of a trade and my computer goes out, Greg, I never got that question before. I'd probably just jump on my phone, or possibly an iPad. So yeah. Let's take a look around here. We do have a little red action. XLF got slammed. XLV still popping up. Tech is coming down slightly. VIX is popping up here. TLT. NASDAQ. Look at SPY right off of S1. Came all the way down 469.06. So 1 cent off of S1. Let's see if we can bounce that off there. Made $100 on calls this morning. Just not waiting. Nice, Jesus. Andrew, have you ever ran into liquidity issues with Leap or long dated? Yes. Yes, I have. You can usually get out of those, but you're going to have to give up some profit because you have to pretty much pay the bid. That's pretty much you got to pay the bid. And this is what I'll be playing here. Are we going to smack through S1 or are we going to bounce? VIX is up almost to 17, and we're starting to creep. We're starting to creep. We'll creep, smash. And then all of a sudden we'll be sitting at 464 and everybody will realize why don't we take puts. So very careful. This is a very, very curious level right here. We're right at S1. What is going to happen? Green candles on tech. Top wicks on SPY. XLF is still falling while the bonds are still climbing. Tech is trying to get a little bounce-a-roni here. Our current supports and resistance you have plotted based on spot gamma. Since we are pretty much at highs, I don't see much on daily volume. They are based on a few different things, but they are heavily dependent on spot gamma, yes. Bounce right off S1. Still waiting here. Let's take a look at tech, see if we want to take a call or see if we're going to break down from here. Anybody else, for all my snowboarders and skiers are in here, I finally got my new helmet and goggles ordered. I've been looking for months to pick out just the right helmet that I wanted. I finally chose one. So good stuff, man. Can't wait to try it out this December. Anybody who's in Colorado in December, I'll be spending a week in skiing the slopes of Colorado. So if you want to come on out, let's do some skiing, baby. To get us a little OM group picture. All right, look at that nice, amazing bounce off of S1. Almost down to the penny. Live stream from the chairlift. I could do that. I do want to try Utah. Yeah, I do want to try Utah. Do you post the supports and resistance on Discord? Yes, I do, Mr. Perfect 2. I post them every morning. I try to get them out before 9 o'clock Eastern Time in the pre-market analysis chat room. I post them all from my Patreon subscribers. If you do want to sign up for Patreon, by the way, link is in the description. Or if you just want to come over and join the Discord and see what it's about before you start joining, you can click on the link as well in the description. We offer a very high value educational server. I think it's one of the cheaper Patreons out there in terms of investing related subject matter. But we don't allow any funny business, any nonsense. We don't allow any backcourt violations or any double dribble. We keep it clean. So we don't allow profanity or a bunch of nonsense. So if you want to come join a nice, great, close-knit educational server where you learn some things, come on over. Hit that link. Come join. Come join. 469.29 and falling down to 469.05. I'm going to see how this S1 plays out, and I'll be falling. I'll be going to Vail. Vail this year, Corporal. Oh, it's my most favorite. It's my most favorite vacation in the world. Nothing beats it. I've been, especially with the military, traveling all over the place. I've been all over the place. Nothing beats skiing in Colorado. Nothing. Like it's my favorite vacation in the world. All right, so nice big big red candle. Curious to see where this thing goes. My finger is on the puts button. I've got them up and ready to go. Nothing is really tickling my fancy just yet. I'll wait till this thing breaks, and I'm going to enter a position. Are we going to get a bounce, or are we going to break down? Looking at the markets here, financials are looking a little heavy. NASDAQ's still heavy here. The rates have popped back up 1.482, but still relatively pretty low rates here. The bonds now are falling 14860, and we're testing S1 again. So be waiting here. Be waiting. That's right, Tristan. It's amazing. It's amazing. Come to Tahoe. I'd love to do that. Sled skiing. Never done that. All right, look at this. Watch this red candle right here. Watch this red candle right here. Played a quick scalp put from VWAP, from WeVAP, from S1. Boom. All right, let's see what's going on. Right off S1. I'm still waiting for this candle. Not playing it yet. Not playing it yet. Hmm. Not too much action. Not too much action. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them to you. Answer them for you as best as I can. While we have a little action here, but I'll be waiting. So I'll shush you if things start getting a little crazy. All right, that Christian, this is what I went with right there. Cody coming out with the put credit spread. 15-minute chart, all red candles, and we are wicking right on the S1. It's actually unfortunate. Someone mentioned a comment about Palantir. It's actually unfortunate that like Wall Street Bets took over Palantir because they're a great company and they have a very bright future. Oh man, all right, hold up, flush, royal flush right here, blasted right through S1 after holding it. That's the 5-minute chart there. Here's the 3-minute chart. So my puts went from 1560 now to 1770 right now. A lot of wick on tech here, but S1 still just holding just yet. We just blasted through it a little bit, but I want that follow-on candle to tell me what's going on. Expo Jelly. No, I'm not playing any options plays right now on ER. No. What are those yellow dots? That is the morning session range. So what that is a range that forms from market open until 10:05 Eastern time. It forms the high and low price. Which, by the way, now 9:05 Central, 10:05 Eastern, the range is now set 470.22 to 468.87. It's actually, I guess, not technically set. It's got to wait for 9:06, but yeah, you get the point. I don't see any indication for a red day yet. Yet. Right now, it's just chop. It's kind of hollowing out the range here, but it's getting close to where if we don't get a bounce soon, we may get a flush. But there, look at that hammer on Qs. So Tech just had a hammer. Let's see if SPY responds. If that does get the case, so if like VIX starts a downtrend here, if the bonds don't start shaking out, man, look at that red candle on XLF. So that looks like is what smoked SPY. And if we don't get that bounce here, we may flush. But this is a crucial moment right here. Would you list the sectors that move in similar patterns so we can group them all on split charts? I mean, I've got all 11 sectors. They all influence SPY to a certain degree. It all depends on each type. Each day has a different influence on the market for for X sectors. When bonds are shaking and baking, I want to look at XLF closely. On days when Tesla is down 6%, I want to look at XLY and XLK. Same thing with Amazon. When tech is up big, I want to look at XLK. So it's all different stuff. It's all different stuff. When Zillow was being pounded, other stuff as well. It's really based on market conditions. But I just encourage you to be familiar with all 11 X sectors. Justin with 16% on puts. And there's a nice little couple of green bounce here for the Qs. Bounce right off S1. Still holding S1. And let's see the correlation with S1. Let me bring up my charts here. So S1 is similar to Friday's R1. It's a little deviated here, but it's similar just before we are in volume levels. The gamma still held it up, so that's still a decent level, and obviously it's still holding. Anybody ever buy the mechanical pencils I posted the other day, like from Staples? These things are awesome. Like this is literally my favorite writing utensil. It's amazing. It's ruined all my other pencils to write with. This is amazing. That moment when you bought calls at the top. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Do you speak on the Discord and post a live feed of the charts similar to YouTube? I speak every day. On Monday through Friday, I do a voice live stream on Monday through Friday for the Patreoners. Yep. And then I speak just like this I am to you. I do with them. So just join the Patreon. Thanks, Mr. Perfect. That is a perfect decision. Boom. And there's some people asking about the pencil. I'll post that as well in the general chat. So go over there. It's a very long URL, so I didn't want to post it in the trading room. But yeah, go take a look. Great pencil. I would love to like put my Options Millionaire logo on this thing, but yeah. 469.06, not moving. We're stuck right on S1, and I'll be looking right here. For W Dog, that's a great point, and it depends on the volume. If we're stuck to this S1 and the sellers don't want to flush this, eventually the buyers will take this thing back up, and that's how we have to be aware of market conditions. The way things are rolling here, I definitely want to keep an eye on my spot gamma charts. SPY, let's take a look here. All right, here, this is a fantastic. I want everyone to look at the YouTube feed. This is a fantastic example of just one of the components. It's not everything, but it's a big one. What's the price right now of SPY? Like, what are we fighting? 469.05 right here. Well, let's take a look at spot gamma. Everybody watching? Everybody watching? Hold on, let me bring this out here. Make sure there's no PPI on here. Nothing good. Okay. All right. What do you see right here on max gamma flow? Oh, there's somebody walking through my front yard. Who is that? I don't know. I might about to get capped. All right. Yeah. Max gamma flow right here at 469. Right there. So 44 trill or 44. What is that? I can't see the rest of that. But yeah, look at that. So there's no coincidence there that 469 as opposed to this level. And I correlated my data. And what I like to do, I don't like to go look at spot gamma first. I like to try to form my levels and then correlate those with spot gamma to see how close they correlate. So that's why I'm encouraging you all to do due diligence on this type of data because this data will help you immensely in developing your levels. So anyway, 469 right there. All right, now we're bouncing right off of it. I have reached out to Spot Gamma to see if they'd be willing to partner up, so I could give you all a possibly an affiliate link. I don't know. They haven't responded yet, so we'll see if they'll be willing to do that. Good stuff. They are not millionaire. That's showing the max gamma exposure. Gamma exposure. Yeah, yeah. Powell's not going to. What he's going to say. I anticipate not much. Nothing. I expect a huge nothing burger coming from Powell. So what I'm looking at here is I anticipate a oscillation between 469 and this 471.34. I expect this to chop in between here throughout the day. If we break either one of those levels, it'll be a flush. So if some reason volume comes in and we break above R1, it'll be a strong increase to almost 474. So 473. Let's see. My R3 level is not all that confident. So I would say if we break R1, it'll be an aggressive pop to R4. Conversely, if we break below S1, it'll be a strong rally. I mean, there's not much support under it. I'm not gonna lie. So 466.19. I'm sorry, 466.05, which is gonna be my S1 or S2. Below that, it'll be a strong run. So there's not much below that. There's not much support. There's not really. There's a couple of gamma levels up here. There's a couple of resistance levels up here. But if we break either one, I expect a big move. However, I don't expect us to break out of there all that strong, all that much right now. I expect a chop. Tesla's now is climbing up here off of their 10% or 6% sell off there from Elon Musk's little tweet there. We all know about that. Coming up to 1193. It's not moving SPY all that much. Let's take a look around the rest of the market here. Microsoft is down. What levels are the lines in SPY? You talking about these green and red lines? I'll be right back. All right. All right, so we have this little bounce off S1 and kind of up here, little V type action here, but not much. Not much. Man, is my live stream that far behind? Oh no, no, I don't have it live. Okay, that's right. Just making sure. Bring this up. No, I had it like 2 minutes behind, so I was making sure that was right, but I just have it live. All right, green action on SPY. Got to go work and make some cake. Nice. Are you a cake maker or like a baker, or is that just like slang for like making some cheddar, making some bread? Yeah, so one of these days, I'm going to have an open house. So if you like, if people are interested to see the Patreoners, one of these days I will make the Patreoners stuff content one day only. I'll make it viewable, but you won't be able to interact in there. But viewable, so you can come in here and see what we do, see what we talk about, just so you can see the content and what the exchanges that we have and the conversation that we do have. So I just want everybody to be able to see, uh, really focus on what we're doing and really get an aspect of what's going on. So. The OM metaverse. Killing me. All right, so I'm starting to form my thesis for the day here. We bounced off S1 after rejecting just under R1. We're climbing up. Now I'm formulating what are we going to do. If we reject R1, I will jump all over some puts. I don't have a high confidence that we'll go too far above R1. And then I may start to consider taking our first leg of the November 26 puts. So we will see. Yeah. July, I leave those for my Patreon subscribers. Can I get the link? Sure. Let me get that for you. It is linked in the description of the video, but I'll go ahead and post it here for y'all right meow. Couple of top wicks here, 469.51. Is there anybody else in the South having who lives in the Southeast having a massive influx of Publixes going up? Publixes, is that the proper, like the plural of Publix? I've got Publix eye. Yeah. I've had one, and it's my primary means of grocery shopping right down the road. But there are literally three going in with a 5 mile radius. If you were to draw a 5 mile radius around my house, there's three of them additional, so it'll be four total. Publi, Publi, yeah, great. Yeah, so it's crazy. I guess they found some strength in the pandemic, but man, they're going up like crazy, like hotcakes. So Starbucks bottom out, yeah. Yep, a little HEB. I remember some HEB. I guess that's an older generation thing because my grandfather did the same thing. Left out the L. Great subs. They do have great subs. Okay. So I couldn't replicate the levels of doing my own. They have pretty different. The Gimel menus. So, yep. That's why we're here. We're here. I want you all to be able to form. Uh, I would love more than anything instead of replicating a trade. I would love for everything for every single person in this Discord or in YouTube, for example, to be able to replicate my levels down to the penny without me having to do it. Because if you can start doing that, you can start playing against that. And then you can start formulating your own thesis, you can start formulating your own plays, and then you can really start becoming profitable. Honestly, I don't even know what time J Powell's speaking. Anybody know? Anybody have that link? I didn't pay much attention to it. It was kind of nothing burger. I'll always keep doing it for you. I started it, Justin, but I made it my goal. This weekend's goal was to stay outside as long as possible. So it is started, though. It'll be posted because I know that in about 2 weeks it's going to be like 20 degrees and it's going to be winter time and all the trees are going to be sticks. So this is a beautiful weekend and I wanted to soak it up. There'll be plenty of time for some nice wintertime video making. Yep, he is speaking today on something. I don't even know what it is, but it's not nothing really crazy. What is my type of confirmation? For me, it's volume and market sentiment. Right now, there's not really much moving. Like we did have an action here, but for me, yes. Do I take scalps? Yes, I do take scalps, but that's not my primarily focus. I want to focus on the 10. It's like the aim small, miss all saying. Like I want to aim for a 15 to 20% win, and then if I'm wrong, I could still exit with a 5% win. If you start aiming for 3% scalps and you're wrong, then you're going to start taking more losses. So I would rather focus on big moves and then scalp it when I need to. So I don't see too much high conviction plays. What I would like to do, maybe come up to R1, reject, come back down, or maybe come back down and test S1 and then break down. Or yeah, so and that's what I'm really informing my thesis on right now. So I don't have no problem sitting here taking nothing and then smoke a play in the afternoon. How do we use levels for SPX compared to SPY? uh, I mean, it's all going to be correlated. It's not going to be quite to the penny if you multiply by 10, but it's going to be close. For me, I always trade SPX contracts off of the SPY chart. It's pretty much the same thing. It's all the relative movements just the same. So, to each his own. But alrighty, just looking around here. Nice little red candle off this 469.76. Mm. Yep, not too much going on for sure. For sure. I'm just waiting for this day to shake out. Like I said in my pre-market analysis, that I am going to play on my toes because um, probably not going to be too much going on until the CPI on Wednesday. 418 people watching. I'm surprised there's that many with this slow chop moving. But welcome. If you are new to the channel, you can post any questions here in the room. Come over and join the Discord, Patreon. Give me that. Give the video a like. Helps us gain a little more exposure. Focus on growth and education. Just taking a look around here and making notes. Use this time wisely too. I'm just not sitting here watching SPY. I'm looking around the news, looking around the market. I want to check the X sectors. Look, XLK looks prime for another shift downward. XLV there. XLI is coming up here. All the other sectors are pretty down. XLRE making a recovery. XLB making a recovery. All right. Let's come here, SPX. Going to notate a few things here. Wow, almost out of the penny. Bear with me. All right, there's SPX, a couple of rudimentary levels there. And I mean, it's smack right in between this stuff. Yeah, so SPX, just brought it up here. I'm hard pressed to believe that SPX is going to trade outside. I did that on futures there. Outside of these levels, I think it's going to be stick right in here. And if it does break, I think we're going to break the downside and test this 46.89 level. Red candles. What's the secret to a radio voice like mine? I don't know. I didn't know I had a radio voice until I know I had a radio face, but I don't know how to radio voice. I mean, obviously I've got some training on the radios being a pilot, but I don't know. Why do you look at the 3-minute time frame instead of the 5? 3-minute time frame is my version of the 1 minute. Some people use the 1 minute. I like to use the 3-minute because it's short enough where I could see the short-term ideas, but it's long enough where it brings in some trend, and then of course I tie that in with the 5 and the 15. Not yet, Zach. Not yet. I am from a state in the southeast United States. I still am, Lieutenant. I still am. Nice big red candle there. All right, let's take a look at the VIX. Back up to 17 and holding its level. So keep a close eye on the VIX. Hey, what's the move doing? Hold on. This is the move, man. All right, 1685. Let's look at the 1 year on the move. So the move is 70, or right now 16.8 after coming down from 78, which is the highest it's been since the Corona crash. So bond volatility still continues to shake and bake. Keep an eye on bond volatility as we start going into the consumer season. After this ridiculousness, say that 5, ridiculousness. I don't know. 469.43. How about we keep it to that? I'm good with numbers. Commercial military. I am military. Just sub to the Patreon for dead on levels. Time to make some money. That's right, Kyle. Time to make some money, baby. Yeah. How'd you get so good at options trading? I learned. I love learning new things. That's why, I play musical instruments. I'm good. Like I love fitness. I mean, I even took up bowling for once, and like I actually made it to regional tournaments. Like I love learning new things. I get addicted to it. I guess you could say I have an addictive personality, but luckily, you know, I put that on tasks instead of substance. Luckily for me, I don't know. For me, when I found out how you could just create, I was infatuated. I was infatuated with the idea that you could create money out of thin air. Like I don't have to go punch a time clock. I don't have to, go to a job. I could sit here at home and I could create money out of thin air. And I became absolutely infatuated with it. And I tried to learn everything I could about it. I read books. I talked to people. I asked questions. I emailed. At one point, way back in the day, I even emailed a big time investor that he offered a service. I didn't subscribe to it. I was just emailing to try to get information. Like I talked to everybody I could, and I lost a lot. I lost a crap ton. And through grinding, and I talk about grinding that X all the time. Grind that X, grind that X, and that this is absolutely crucial. Is that the more you grind that X, the better you're going to get at this. And it literally, man, a light switch will go off in your head where it'll start to click, and you'll start to see what this whole thing is all about. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shorten that learning curve. I don't want you to replicate my plays. I want it to flip where that learning curve gets egregiously shortened, where you don't have to go through the $56,000 losses in 48 hours that I did. So that's my goal. But never ever stop learning. And the biggest thing that I don't like about the new retail traders is like Reddit has made this thing like I'm better than you, you suck, I win, like screw bears, screw bulls, blah blah blah. And it's not about that, man, because the more you come together as a community and you start to learn, the more resources you have at your disposal and the more you can learn. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to flip this whole retail, you know, look at me mindset to more community learning and learn how to do this. That's the thing. 469.51, we're still smack dab in the middle of the range. There's not really much going on. I'm waiting for a break. I'm going to play the break. So for those new who are watching, I'm a more conservative trader. I will sit here on the sidelines and wait for the absolute optimal moment, and I'll come in and play, just like we did on Friday. I'll wait for the breakdown. I want to play the breakups, breakdowns. I don't want to necessarily play the chop. Get a 3D planer, learn, and you'll be addicted. Nice. Regarding the levels, if it breaks clean through R1, advice on playing that, does that mean it's going to push for R2? In this instance, and it's Kyle, that's all market depending. Were you the guy, by the way, Kyle, were you the guy on Twitter that says you just quit your job? Somebody named Kyle G on Twitter. But anyway, in this circumstance, if we break R1, I do anticipate it going through R2 relatively easy and heading to R3. In this instance, because there's not much at R2. R3 is a little more aggressive. It all depends on circumstance, though. It also depends on circumstance. Do I think we're going to go that high? I do not think we're going to go that high. I do not. I know, Rav. Tell me about it. International Tongue Twister Day. I like peanut butter in my mouth. Nice, Kyle. Well, one day. Your volume profile taught me so much. Thank you. You're very welcome. Nobody ever teaches that thing, and I find it's absolutely crucial. It's paramount in my system. Volume level is paramount. Every day that I travel for business, so when you guys have volatility, you guys make money. Yeah, trust me. As much as I'm looking forward to my ski trip next month. Like I know those 3 days or 4 days I'm going to be gone. The market is gonna explode. Like it's going to be the big move of this entry. They're going to talk about it for decades, and I'll be like, oh, here, I'm enjoying my little pizzas and French fries. I feel you though. I feel you. Yeah, for very much, so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm being colorful. There will always be a big move. Yeah, that's all right, Trade Simpleton. We'll get it back. Do you trim your long positions before vacation? No. No, my long positions are just that. They are long positions. I was actually, I went through actually for the first time in a while. I popped open my long-term portfolio this weekend. I was going through everything. I haven't added Amazon in quite a while. I should have added, but I haven't touched Amazon since I added positions back in the fall. I liquidated Tesla back in the summer. I've made some big moves, but I like for long-term positions, I don't touch them. They are there for decades. It's my version of a self-managed mutual fund. So I'm there for the long haul. That's a very good idea, Winner. It's a very good point. There's no point in doing this if you're not going to enjoy your life. Man, this thing is just not moving. Just not moving. Just a snooze fest. I'll give this till 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, and I'm out of here. So I won't bore y'all with mundane commentary. Can you give some insight in how you build your long-term stuff? All right. Well, oh my boredom. I wish I could show you this stuff. I broke down some of my long-term trades. I can't show it to you without showing some of the dollar amounts. In terms of long-term trades, I kind of leg into stuff, and what I do is I skim my profits from my trading account, and I put it in to my long-term investing account, and I leave cash there. So when the time is right, I start buying up positions. Um, and I move some money around here, there. I sell some positions, I add some positions, but mostly like I don't touch things for the long haul. So, but yeah, mostly I don't really talk about that stuff. So I mean, I don't move all that. Sorry, I was reading a sentence and talking. So long-term stuff is all 10, 20, 30 years. 10, 20, 30 years. We don't mind the boredom. Yep. Can you talk about some short strangles for days like today? Yeah, today would be a fantastic one. Uh, so you want to enter it as early as possible if you anticipate some chop. And then you want to, like me personally, I take them about a week out with zero point 0.1 deltas, zero point 0.12 deltas, and that allows this thing to move a little bit. And all I want to do is sit there and collect those premiums. And optimally, I'd love if these things expire worthless. You want that thing to stay right in the middle. But we're coming down to R1 again, or SR. I'm sorry, S1. It's actually MOVE, move. It's actually spelled that way. It's the bond volatility index. I hear that a lot of people like you that teach great trading. Yeah, you take great gains, you put a long-term stuff. That's it. Very rarely do I ever touch the money that I make in trading. Occasionally, I'll fund some things, but normally it all goes into other investments. You want your money to make money. No, I don't do the wheel. I don't do wheel. I do sell options, but not the wheel. Not the wheel strategy in and of itself specifically. Oh, somebody got in there. Do you ever enter your long positions with puts? Did I ever? Are you asking? Did I enter the long dated puts? All right, little red candle right on S1. Hey, we have a flush in tech. Tesla's coming back down here. What's going on? I missed this because I was gabbing. Like Google, Facebook, Amazon. What's Apple doing? Oh, big flush in tech here. So, is this the straw that breaks the camel's back? We just smoked S1 right through it, right through it. Let's see how this thing manipulates. Do you ever use puts to enter in equities? Is the question. Nope, I do not. I buy them straight up. Man, look at this downside. Where'd this come from? Big pop in VIX 1718. TLT is still climbing. And it's flushing. All right, hold on. Time to start playing a bit. Federal appellate does not mention monetary policy outlook and remarks to gender and economy. Of course, that's not what he was there for. He's not going to answer that. He tried to avoid it. He tried to avoid answering that stuff on the actual conference in the FOMC. He's not going to talk about it there. All right, tech. Nice little healthy selling action here. I'm not going to FOMO into this because on downside, if it does bounce, it does bounce right about here. And let's see if it does. What's my primary long-term asset? In terms of stocks, my biggest holding is Amazon. And I mean, I keep getting that question. I mean, I'll show it to you. But my biggest equity is Amazon, but my biggest overall holdings in terms of equity is going to be real estate. Real estate. All right, so green candle right after the red. Don't want to FOMO into a put right there. I want to let this thing shake out and see if it'll flush. But right now, let's take a look at the market here. XLK, or down here. Tesla's down. A lot of downward action there on tech. But they're also at support. A lot of those. Right there, right there. Okay. Nice, Kune. So 20% sold on volume node. Good stuff. So that follow-on candle is usually where it bounces when we have a flush like that, if we do get a bounce. That's why I wasn't going to FOMO into that. Big green right off of that. No bueno. The no FOMO lesson in patience is huge. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's take a look here. 468.65. Be aware of that. Nice, BK. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yep, the bounce on a move like that usually comes right on the second candle, so that's why I was waiting. Palo, I'm looking for. Unfortunately, Patreon limits me on what I can do with stuff like that, but I am looking for a Black Friday event. I think one of the things I'll look at doing is like a 15% off on like if you want to prepay 1 year in advance, I'll do something like that. But I'm looking for some other options here. They kind of handcuff me on what to do, but I'm looking. I'll let you know. How do we get those trading view indicators layout? Um, I have a chart with my indicators I can give you, but the levels, unfortunately, I can't do this one because I have my daily resistance and R levels on there. But after the market ends, I'll be happy to send that out. You can use it on there. But I bought a 500 end of year call. Is that a good call? Nope, some pun intended. Me personally, I think we're in the face of some short-term downside, just like we do every month. So I would personally wait, but that's me. either way. We very well could go to 500 before the end of the year. If that second candle would have been red, would you have scalped in a put? Yes, I would have started jumping into a put. But that thing bounced right off of that. So yeah, I mean, absolutely it would be. It'd be very ambitious. But it'd only be, I mean, it's only 6% away. You have to realize that. I mean, only 6% for an ETF. Yeah, I get it. It's insane. But in this market, considering what we just did, we just went on a 10% run. 6% is not all that crazy from these levels. Now, I do anticipate some downside. Yes, so there'll be bigger percentage gains needed from that. But yeah, look at that green candle bounce right off of that second red 468.72. That matches right about pre-market lows. That's where pre-market bounced off of right there. 468.63 was pre-market lows. So that was a good decent level to get a bounce. There's a rhyme and the reason why that stuff bounces. That's just not a random point in space where SPY decides to bounce. There's a rhyme and a reason for every resistance and for every support, and it's your job to find out what that reason is. So there's not much gamma exposure there. We did bounce off of this pre-market lows, which was also chopped from yesterday. Nice DZ. DZ. Every time I see that, I think of DZ Discovery Zone. DZ Discovery Zone. 468.69. There's nothing there that I've got plotted at least. Yeah, SPY and SPX movement is correlated. So, yeah. I have a call lead September 22nd, 20 or September 2022. If you expect a downturn, what would you suggest? For me personally, my thesis is, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. For my personal thesis is, I'm going to take short term. When I say short term, 3-week dated puts, and then I'm going to focus on long term bullishness until the market rotates. We are not going to have any significant downside. And look, what I mean by significant, even the September stuff, this is not even considered. I don't consider this significant. What we had in September, this isn't significant. If this were to go, like what I mean is like that kind of stuff. That's significant to me. Until I see the market rotate, we're not going to have something like this kind of move. It'll be limited to this type of stuff. It'll be this and this, and every now and then we'll have a little bit of a flush type of deal. And that's short-term puts. Play short-term puts and then go back to being long until the market rotates, and we just haven't had that yet. Do you plan to have an instructional video on market ebb and flow or economy patterns, downturns again, physical? Yeah, that's actually a great one. I've got that noted in my how-to notebook. This is why you don't FOMO into position right after a support break. Exactly. Wait for the confirmation. A lot of traders have been holding cash back, waiting for the 10% pullback in S&P. That didn't happen. That's right. It's not going to happen until we actually get the market rotation, and it's just not here yet. Can you swing trade a put and sell the next day? Yes. I feel you. Yeah, that'll be coming out. A lot of stuff coming out, especially as the weather gets colder, the videos will start coming out quicker and quicker. Definitely. I'm an outdoors person. I love the outdoors. I'm a Patreon subscriber. How do I get your Patreon stream versus YouTube? Because my YouTube has a significant delay. Uh, if you go into the bottom left of the voice stream, the voice channels on Discord, you'll see a channel called Patreon stream. Click on that. It's voice only. There's no video, but you still get my voice. First play of the day, 53% on calls on that last bounce. Nicely done. You're very welcome. The levels are pretty awesome today. It's awesome stuff. Hoodies are en route. They're en route. They're ordered. They're designed. I think he said 8 to 10 business days they'll be here. So the hoodies are coming. And then the store's ready to go. All I got to do is get the inventory in, and I'll post them on Shopify for y'all. Hope you like them. What are they printed on? Tarps. They are OM tarps. So just kidding. Terrible joke. They are I went with the Under Armour hoodie, the Under Armour hoodie material. Super awesome. I actually got a couple of blanks in to try it out. I love it. I actually wear it like every day now. I wear it to the gym. So I think you'll like them. At least I hope you will. I wanted the whatchamacallit, North Face material, but y'all, I don't think you'll want to pay $80 for a hoodie. Nice. Under Armour's long-term investment. Nice. Bought in 2017. Nice. What is your plan with real estate being your target longer-term holding? Are you planning on transitioning out as prices peak? Nope. Nope. Real estate for me is my primary overarching goal. Everything in my financial life is pointed towards real estate. The whole point of everything is to fund real estate. The whole point of this, for my day trading account, is to fund real estate. So, um, I want that to be a 30, 40, 50-year investment. So, I don't care about the appreciation or depreciation of the housing market. I position myself accordingly, and everything is for that reason. Residential. Uh, Eventually, I do want to get into commercial, but right now it's just residential. Airbnb, it'll be first it's residential rentals. My next goal is Airbnb is residential, and then after that, down the road, commercial. Patagonia. Okay, I'll try it out. Yeah, definitely, Matt. I'm sure. Why so much focus on real estate? I was told a long time ago, back when I was a young whippersnapper, rich people put their money in real estate. I mean, look at, I mean, there is, you got the whole, I've mentioned McDonald's before. McDonald's did it. The global real estate market is multi factors high, bigger than the equities market. There's so much more money in real estate than there is in stocks and options in the market. Money goes towards real estate. Not to mention, uh, real estate never depreciates. Real estate never depreciates. Yes, you have the market fluctuations in pricing. Yes, obviously. But in the 30, 40 year, you cannot beat the appreciation of real estate. Yeah, you buy land wherever you can. That's when we look at Bill Gates, the biggest landowner in the world, or in the country, I should say, is Bill Gates. I mean, not to mention there's so many different financial vehicles you can use to get into real estate. Like anybody could do it. Anybody really can. REITs aren't a good way to get in, but they're just another way. I would say a different way to invest in real estate. It's a backdoor way to invest in real estate. And not to get too far off on a tangent because I'm waiting for this to break here at S1. I'm watching, but 2020, 2020 for as a trader, 2020 is a dynamite year. That's where the world, like the stars align, and if you position yourself properly, you could like change your life. I had real estate holdings and I had multiple stock holdings. I added more, and look at the prices of real estate and look at the prices of equities, as we all know in 2020. So I mean, it's amazing when you position yourself properly. It's just crazy. And now you have to start positioning yourself appropriately for the downside too. But I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, holding S1. VIX now is still holding at 1710. The bonds are coming off, and XLF is climbing. And I'm still watching here. Ooh, look at XLU utilities coming on down. Holdings. That's why. All right, that's why. XLU is down. Look at that. Almost mimics exactly. The biggest holding of XLU, which is utilities, it's only 2.8% of SPY, no big deal, but you want to be aware of it, is NextEra Energy. So there's XLU chart. Now let's look at NextEra Energy. Bam. Same exact chart. Literally mimics XLU. That's a 17%, by far and away the biggest holding of XLU. So they are down significantly today. What's a reasonable growth per 5 years of real estate? Seems like you can make more using equities, but it's more. No, see, you want to think about your equity growth, your overall equity growth, equity like your equity curve, and that includes your real estate. And the whole name of the game is you want to be diversified. Not only real estate, not only 401k, not only stocks. You want to have everything optimally. You're just never going to be able to beat the safety and returns of real estate. Not to mention, you have renters paying off your mortgages for you, and then at the close, 20, 30 years, you've got a 200 or 300 or $400,000 property that cash, liquid cash. You could sell that like in this market. I could post a for sale sign in my front yard, and I'll have cash in hand in 2 weeks if I wanted to, or I'd say a month. I'll give it a month. It's just crazy. So the liquidity of real estate in a decent market, and if not a good market, you could hold on to it until it turns. All right, we're testing S1 here. Let's focus on the charts just momentarily while we're testing S1. I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. Oh, okay. Yeah, 2 days old. Yeah. Our bots banned you because your account got hacked and you were posting spam links everywhere. So, yeah, I'll unban you here and see if we can get that straightened out. 46905, and we're another wick up here, so I'll be playing this wick. Watch this candle right here. Sweet, sweet. All right, you're unbanned, so come back in. My best real estate investment to date. To date. Here, I'll look it up right now. Hold on. Let's see here. I'm watching this green candle up on S1. All right. So what? In 20, what did I buy that? 2013? I think it was 2013. 2013, I bought a home for $148,000. 148 grand in 2013. It was a two-story home, but the second story was 100% open attic. Just one big open attic, no walls, no nothing. It had stubs for copper piping for plumbing, but it was a completely open attic. It was 1,200 square foot downside. I flipped it. Oh, I didn't flip it, but I built out the entire upstairs myself. I'm talking, I built rooms, attics. I added additional 1,200 square foot in there with an extra bathroom. Right now, it's appraised for $390,000, and I bought it for $148 in 2013. That's one of my best real estate investments. I mean, we're talking over, and I remember I put in $16,000 of raw materials into it. That was me because I did all the work. The only thing I did not do was mudding the drywall because I have a huge appreciation for people who do that. I would never do that in a million years, mudding drywall. So I hung the drywall myself. I paid someone to mud it. No, I'm sorry. I put an additional $4,000 into it for the HVAC because I didn't do that. But everything else, 16 grand of raw materials, and it's now worth $390,000. That is my biggest real estate investment. But the fact that I bought a house for 148 grand, like it's insane. Like it blows my mind because now, like there's no way you can get a house for that cheap. How do you get the R1, R2, R3s levels? It's definitely not automatic. I form those myself. I calculate them based on spot gamma, order flow, and volume analysis. So bouncing off S1 right now. Yes, R2. uh, 1900, Lee, right? 1900. Still watching this S1. Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. And I didn't use a real estate agent either. So that saved me a ton of money. Neither one of us did. I went to the local real estate attorney and I paid a real estate attorney like 500 bucks to draw up all the paperwork, the sales, and we all met at the real estate attorney with a notary, and we did it ourselves. So I didn't even use a real estate agent. He was thrilled. He saved his money. I saved my money on the commissions. It's good stuff. That's absolutely right, Nellis. Yeah, yeah. I did finance it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cash roll that back in 2013. 46918. Man, this thing has been a boring morning. Holding S1 beautifully though. Now you're not being redundant. You're good. I do not feel bad for real estate agents. Not in this market. Not in this market. Maybe in 2008, but not in this market. The two most Googled questions in America right now is how to open your own hedge fund and how to become a real estate agent. It's crazy. Patreon won't let me subscribe to the third level. That's right, Christian. Right now I've locked down the tier threes because I just have too many. Um, I don't have too many now, but if I added any more, I would have too many. Do I have millions invested in Amazon? I don't have millions. No. It is my biggest holding. I will say that Amazon is my biggest holding. Would you say you're done with technical indicators? No, I'm not done with technical indicators. Um, for me personally, technical indicators are part of the equation, but they are the back end part. They're back end part. No, Boeing's not my biggest. Boeing is big. Don't get me wrong. Boeing's my golden child. Boeing is my golden child. It's the one that's gonna give me a lot of returns once it goes back to 340, 352. Gary Black just tweeted 15% downside in Tesla. I believe it. Man, look at AMD. 145 up from what, 136. Oh, nice. 2 days old. Do you need the link again? Or here, just use the link in the community. I don't think that'll get you back in, but it'll probably get you back in. All right, holding S1. Another day of patience. That's right. Oh, good. Good. 2 days old. Good. As an aerospace engineer, Boeing scares me. Yeah, once I have people like filtering out of tier three, like once they get their value and they switch out to another tier, I'll open it back up. But right now, I can't, I won't be able to sustain the one-on-ones and give you the time that you need. So, unfortunately, I do have to cap it until I find some more time. All right, red candle through S1 again. Let's see how this candle reacts. I have puts brought up, ready to go. I believe it. I believe it. For me personally, I have a close real estate friend who lives in Florida, and Um, he says like there's too many. He can't make any money because there's too many right now. At the beginning of the Chrono stuff, it was amazing, but right now there's too many real estate agents to go around. Um, so and not enough inventory at all. What are the bonds doing? Climbing up here. XLF, big red candle on XLF. XLV is descending. First 109% gain, nice. Big spike in the VIX, big spike in the bonds, and XLF had a red candle there. Oh, nice Twisted Mountain. What do you fly now? Twisted Mountain. AMD going crazy because they scored a contract with Meta. Interesting. Apple's going low. Hey, we might have some backdoor weakness here in tech. Right now, Tesla is up, I'd say up on the trading session, but they're not up overall. They're trying to make it up though. Nvidia is climbing up. Google. I'm actually surprised QQQ is not down more because there's a significant downside here. Facebook's getting a little bounce here, probably from that deal that they just talked about, or Meta. I'm not calling it Meta. Even if it is called Meta, I'm not calling it Meta. That's ridiculous. All right, Amazon. It looks like it's trying to form a base here off of lows. Microsoft is doing the same thing. Apple is there. So I'm actually surprised the Qs are not down more. XLK is not a little down more. And I think we have some backdoor red here. Here, you know what? I'm going to post a poll. Time for a poll. Poll time, poll time, poll time. All right, here. All right. Vote while it's hot. Vote while it's hot. Posted. Sings poll time and Bluetooth mail time voice. Y'all picked up that. Hey, y'all don't talk about Taco Bell. I'm already hungry enough as it is. Starving. Can you make a new tier like 2.5 with a little bit of mentoring time? I wish I could. Trust me. Trust me. I want to help everybody. I trust me. I do. And I'm absolutely humbled at the outpouring for want help, but I just can't. I can't dedicate the time resources right now. Like it wouldn't be fair to you right now to take you on because I wouldn't be able to give you the one-on-one time you deserve. Oh, helicopter strike. Okay, nice. Huey's very nice. Gonna be able to trade some SPX after hours. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing. I already have not enough time. Is there any data on how accurate the daily polls are? If anybody wants to task themselves with calculating that, uh, I will send you a picture of a high five as a reward. I haven't calculated exactly yet. NVIDIA. Any positions yet? Nothing yet, Lieutenant. Nothing yet. Oh my gosh. I do have to remove that one. I don't want any political stuff. But what's up, Lumpy? All right. Let's watch. We got pre-market lows 468, 60-ish. My play right now. Ooh, I need to adjust. Nice volume. I'm going to go with those. I'm adjusting my SPX watch list. There you go. I'm also going to adjust the SPY. I think right now we're either going to flush or we're going to bounce. I know that sounds like a John Madden analysis, but I'm sticking to it. Yeah. Yep. Fear of missing out. That's exactly what it means. It's a big time deal in trading. Yeah, Yogi Berra. Yeah, I remember him. He's one of my favorite baseball players. All right. QQQ. There. Red candle's at the bottom of their session range. SPY right now. A very interesting action. Let's take a look around here. Don't get lazy. Just looking at SPY. TLT now is 148.88. VIX popping up 1728. Looking iffy. What's everything else doing? See if we can catch a move here. Everything else is at least basing in. Ooh, XLP, consumer staples down here at 1719. XLV is bouncing. XLK, red candles. SPY 1468.69. Yet we do have a slight gap from the 467.95. Posted in OM plays, a new watch list. All right, red candles. Watch this. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. Are we going to flush? Boom, boom. 15-minute. Access mainframe. Access S1. All right, 468.88. There's a 15-minute candle. Look at the 15-minute chart. Look at all these wicks on the 15-minute. I mean, it's Wick City. All the way down. All the way down. You market pre-market low is 468.65, but I have it under 468. How do you calculate your levels? Right here. It's right here. So I've got it 468.65 as pre-market lows. Right there. Now don't. You might be confusing post-market. Friday's post-market is here. Friday's post-market is down here, 467.91. I'm looking at pre-market, today's pre-market levels. You can kind of differentiate with the blue here, and I guess the orangish, yellowish, light golden color. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the supports and resistance that you're used to. We need an OM bingo card with shake and bake, flush, and Wick City. I'm all about it. All about it. We need that on a shirt. I love it. I don't know if I would get. I don't know if I would get hit with a copyright with that. Y'all got that TLC reference? I love it. Brings me back to the 90s. Man, this thing doesn't want to fall. It's hovering right up there, which, to be expected. To be expected. All right, so look at man. The Qs just don't want to climb, and I'm surprised they're not down even more. That's why I think we might have more downside in the books today. XLU. Just want to look around here. I am hungry. I need a protein shake. Right off S1. Red candles. Qs are not following suit just yet. Yeah, the 15-minute does nothing but a bunch of top wicks. Yep. So that's why it's important for me to to zoom out to the 15-minute level as well. So I come out to the 15 here, and you see a bunch of wicks. Now you've got this green candle forming on the 15 because the just started. We got that 15-minute candle still starting here, so let's wait see how that one shakes out if we have another top wick here. But a lot of top wicks. What's the R1, R2, R3 chart thing called? That's what I personally build. It's my resistance and support levels. I build those myself. I build them myself. But they're calculated. They're calculated pre-market. I try to post them before 9 o'clock Eastern time. They take into account order flow, options flow, flow data, spot gamma, as well as the volume price analysis. Yep, I'm almost done with the FAQ page. Almost done with it. How much do I have to pay to join the Patreon to get the R levels? $10. The first tier 1 is $10, and that gets you access to everything. The levels, call outs, discussion, commentary, podcast, whole shebang. Definitely a downward trending line. I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes. Big green on the Qs. There's a 5-minute chart. There's a 3-minute chart. Man, look at that big buy up. For the Qs there, there's the SPY. Well, thanks, Options DGen. Hey, looking forward to our call. Got one in a few minutes. Yep, I am still leaning toward downside. I am. Right now, I'm not really convicted on anything. I'm just right now here to talk to y'all and teach as much as I can in the downtime. In the meantime, I am about to hop off here, though. I got to get a little lunch, a little drink. There's a hammer right off S1. Yeah, for sure, Maddie. For sure. Yeah, so having said that, I am going to go ahead and hop off here. I am watching this little green action here to see if we get a breakout or another rejection to the downside. Keep an eye out for the 469.77 level because that we have been kind of using that as a resistance today. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that if we come on back up. Any thoughts on low level matching the close of Friday? Do I have any thoughts on that? Yeah. There's no coincidence. It's like that. There's a reason why we closed there. The reason why that level is formed there, and the reason why the gamma is posted there as well. So, yeah, it is definitely correlated. So, what's the difference between T1 and T2 levels of the Patreon? I'll answer that real quick. Tier 1 gets you everything. It gets you, the levels. It gets you the pre-market analysis, commentary, voice streams every single day, Monday through Friday. My call outs. Tier 2 gets you access to our theta trader. We have a theta trader, Cody, who does his theta plays. He's not officially a theta because he does do long calls, long puts, but most of the time he's doing some theta plays. In addition, you get 10% off merchandise as a tier 2 subscriber. So you get an additional 10% off when merchandise starts rolling out, which should be this month. So $10 and $20 respectively. Those are the cost of the 2 tiers. So I am toying with a couple of ideas on how to offer some benefit for Black Friday. Well, I'll let you know when I find out. I've got some FAQs out to Patreon corporate, see if they'll give me some answers. So anyway, it is 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern time. I am watching lobster eyeing this action here. I'll see if we enter a play right now. No conviction of much. I'm kind of looking for the chop going into Wednesday and try to get some money in May before then. Until then, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. We had almost 500 people watching today. It's awesome stuff. Hit that like button if you are new to the channel. Helps us grow, gain exposure so we can get other people learning how to trade some options responsibly, effectively, and consistently. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Until next time, Wednesday will be the next YouTube stream. Until then, I'll be doing a Patreon exclusive voice chat tomorrow. Y'all take it easy, trade smart, never FOMO, and make sure you entering on some smart plays. Thanks.
Star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, AT delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds, 2 guns. Smoke on effect.